Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is currently coming down further, closer to our support region. I tried really my best to prepare everybody for a drop into this support zone and the effects obviously that it also would have for altcoins. Still, I feel a sense of panic here and there among everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people, especially those in leveraged positions. But to be honest, you shouldn't be in a leveraged long position if the price comes down. I mean, you should be stopped out, especially when it's clear that we're in a correction. So ideally, everybody can benefit from that by maybe accumulating a little lower. The idea was that Bitcoin started a correction. That was already the forecast on Friday, and that we should get into this region between 61.8 and 50.7K. It is extremely interesting how sentiment shifts. I received a lot of messages end of last week about Bitcoin could never come back into these support zones, not 55K, not 50K, and maybe it won't come down that much, but the orange support zone starts at 61.8K, and it currently appears likely that it will be tested, so we're going to take a look at that in a smaller time frame. But now people are already talking about the next bear market, or that we are not even in a bullish market. So honestly, it's at the moment, until we have a break of support, there's nothing that would tell me that this is not a bullish market. We have to let the market tell us, right? I mean, what does it even mean, bullish market? I mean, even that is not clearly defined. We do have a bearish alternative. And people asked me if I could talk about that a little more, and that would be this triangle wave count here that I presented you. And there isn't really a very clear target for a C wave, but I wouldn't be surprised if in the yellow count, I don't want to shock anybody, but I don't, in the yellow count we talk about maybe 33 to 21K as support, but it's too early for that. It's not my preferred scenario. And it's natural to get bearish in corrections. But to be honest, the market isn't doing anything unexpected. It really isn't, okay? It really isn't. The idea was that we were in a topping region up there. Okay, maybe one more high, but we were in a topping region. The support area was on the chart for, I think, a couple of weeks. And then on Friday or Thursday, this correction started. The first break of micro support made us aware that we are likely in this larger correction. And it's just simply unfolding now, okay? And yep, we will see some altcoins probably break, but also that is something I always mentioned, that if Bitcoin puts a more substantial top in, most likely the altcoins will break some of their support levels, because Bitcoin is sort of leading. However, a lot of altcoins have still plenty of space in their support regions, like, for example, FET, BNB. There are many alts that have plenty of space in their support region, so we'll see how it all comes together. In crypto, you know how it is. On one day it's red, on the next day it's green. So just because we have red candles today, that could even look completely different after the US Open. Okay, so we'll see. I mean, as I said to you, we are looking for lower prices at the moment, regardless of where support levels are actually. We're looking for lower prices until we see a first small 1-2 setup and a reaction to the upside. And that's why we multiple times a day watch here the 1 hour chart. I mean, this is now the 4 hour, or actually daily. I've got the daily chart open to give you an idea of the overall context, and then we zoom into the 1 hour chart to understand the relevant, the impact that the smaller time frame has and the relevant levels and so on. So this is a wave 4. Obviously, it might have done the A wave and the B wave. That's the idea, and we're now in wave C. We're going to talk about targets for that on the 1 hour time frame. I mentioned to you many times that the ideal support level for the C wave is at 55.4K. And I also mentioned I don't want to have anybody complain about this correction, because everybody was prepared, okay? So looking at this then, because the B wave was quite shallow, it was not too shallow to be reliable, but it was quite shallow. Ethers was a bit too shallow to be reliable, unfortunately. But on the Ether chart, I already mentioned to you that the ETH BTC chart broke. So Bitcoin is going to continue to lead until the situation changes. So on the Bitcoin chart, it could be that this is only the A wave. We could then see a B wave and a C wave. So this is the extended correction option. But either way, what I'd like to see as soon as we complete this C wave here, and that could be wave C of 4, or it could be wave C of A, we would like to see a reaction to the upside. And it could be a B wave corrective rally, and that should, however, then be healthy, or it should be a fifth wave to the upside, which I don't want to say prefer, it depends on how the structure of the move up is. So it's about probably anticipating a bounce when the wave C is over, and then looking at the structure very closely of this rally. So let's take a look at the shorter time frame. Here you can see that Bitcoin completed this initial ABC structure of wave A. Then we had a B wave bounce. It reached our standard resistance area, the 50% fib level. That was actually perfect. Yep, could have come up a little higher. I would have preferred that, but it didn't, which makes me add the, let's say, the yellow count here as well, which would suggest a more extended ABC, which is absolutely possible, because what is the target for Circle C? Target for Circle C is here. Actually, I mean, there are some support levels at 63.5K that I added today, 62.1K, and then we have 61.8, obviously, as the 23.6 fib level. But then normally we say a C wave reaches the 100% Fibonacci extension at 60.3K or 60,370. And we'll see if there are any reactions there, right? As I said, the ideal support is at 55.4K. So that's normally what the price would gravitate towards, you know, would be attracted to. And I would expect that until we see a first small impulse to the upside. And it could happen at any of these levels, yeah? So as we get into the orange support region, Bitcoin will have completed its minimum requirements for this correction. And then if we see a bounce from there, then we can look at the C wave rally. And it looks to me as if this is not yet finished, so it needs maybe another 4-5 pattern. I mean, I don't really want to add a micro count here because these can be very unreliable, but just to give you an idea, 1, 2, 3, so could get another 4-5, yeah. But I want to leave that out because this changes so often in corrections, okay? So corrections are not really for, well, they are for micro counting, but with the right mindset. The micro count is only useful in that we can calculate targets, for example, for the C wave, or that we can identify a first 1-2 setup to the upside. So I keep you updated. I think the message needs to be, we're looking for lower prices until a first impulse to the upside occurs, okay? So this is not the time for aggressive longing until we have a first 1-2 setup that enables a tight stop. That's the same on many altcoin charts, yeah? Because we're in a correction. So it's about, okay, when you scale into support zones, just do it carefully, and you know where to set the stop. And position size is key there. As I always say, start very small at the top and then larger at the bottom of the support zone. Whereas you can really only start more aggressively, I think, if we have a first reaction. Okay, so now again, just to mention that again, these are micro support levels to which the price could react here, and the 61.8 extension can be a first level for a C wave here to react to. It would be a short C wave, but it's just something to be aware of. That sometimes not even for the completion of C, but within the wave C, for example. That's why I add these levels, okay? Just to watch for potential bounce. What I would prefer is to get a little bit lower to 61.8K or 60.3K, and then we'll see where we are. But yeah. What I should mention is, what would be the first level that needs to be broken to the upside for me to say that a larger bounce is occurring? Well, I would be using the 50% fib level of the decline here, and that is 65,940. That would be a level, if that's broken, I would say, okay, maybe a larger bounce is occurring, even though we should probably add this standard resistance area, because if it's a diagonal to the downside, I mean, or at least let's add the 61.8 fib. So let's say if we get above this area here, it could be a first indication that a larger bounce is occurring, or even wave 5 is already. That means wave 5 or the B wave rally already. That's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.